Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you on Monday, October the 2nd. The year's 2023. Let's talk trading. Trading stories we tell ourselves. Sucker bars. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. I got a late start today. I was up late last night, and Walmart called me, almost woke me up, but it was about 2.5 hours from when we're normally talking on the phone. And so we're looking at the pound dollar, and we knew there was some red news coming out. And so I started calling out, trades, what I thought was going to happen. And so I think right here was when we had the news come out. And so I had called that it's like it was going to come down to 25, and it did. And then I said it was going to go up and fill. There was a gap, I think, right about here, and I called that. And then I said it was going to come back down to the order block here at 25, and it did. And then it just dropped down. And then I started watching, but I noticed something about the bars because I was on my phone and not on the computer. So I don't have any indicators other than the EMA 5, which is indicator 2, or part of indicator 2. And so I just have to, if I trade, I have to trade what I see, but I usually don't like trading on my phone. But what I saw was there were some anomalies in the candles, because normally, we'll look at the state changes. We'll look at higher high, higher low, lower high, lower low, inside bar, outside bar. But on the higher high, higher low, and lower high, lower low, sometimes we'll get a bullish candle with the lower high, lower low. And I'm calling that a sucker bar. Because you had a lower high, lower low, you would normally want to short. But since the candle is bullish, you pass that trade up. And then here you had a higher high, higher low. And normally you would want to take that trade long, but I would pass that trade up. In this particular case, you can see it went the other way, but in this case it didn't. And so that's just like with everything in trading. There is no guarantee. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But most of the time when coders or traders are writing indicators, they're looking to tell you to do something, as in buy or sell or reverse. But rarely do they tell you, okay, you know what, wait this one out. This is just not good. Normally, you just don't get a signal. But very rarely do you get a signal that says, you know what, this might not be a good trade if you follow normal trading philosophy or rules. I mean, here you had every indication, and then it even followed with an outside bar. But then you got this sucker bar, which, if anything, I'd be looking to reverse, saying, okay, this was a sucker bar. It's not going to go up. This is an outside bar. If anything, I'd want to go short at the low of the outside bar. Or, since this was a sucker bar, if this candle turns bearish, you can even jump in ahead of the trade. And, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But that's trading. It really, and you just have to have something in place that also keeps you out of trouble. So here's another long indication. Once again, sucker bar. Long indication, sucker. Long indication. You may squeaked out a pip or two, but look what happened again. And here once again, sucker bar. And then we can, look at different time frames. And usually the higher the time frame, usually you might get a chance to get out okay, but not always. And so here, there's a long indication here on M5. He could have gotten out, but as you can see, this was not a bar to ride, to take this trade looking for 10 pips. This is more, hey, if I take this trade and there's a sucker bar there, I'll be happy with 1 or 2. I suppose if you took this trade, because this was an outside bar, then you can see there was a nice run up of about, 20 pips? And so, and in fact, right here, if I were going to take this trade, I see this happen. Price opens, it comes up right here and starts to come. I would pop out. And then what I would do is I would wait for price to come back down. Here, there probably really wasn't an imbalance, but I look for price to come back down here, because what's this? That's that order block. See, there's all these stories that we tell, but this, this right here, this sucker bar, I say, no, I'm not taking that one. This one here, sucker bar, no, I'm not taking that one. And it would keep me out of those trades, which, you know how I like to call myself Mr. Inflection Point. This might be the reason why I get, one of the reasons why when I enter a trade, I might get inflected. So, you can change the colors, but this is like, do not go long, do not go short on these. Actually, it's, yeah. So right here, this is saying, you know what? That's a sucker bar. Don't go long. Maybe instead of painting it red and green, maybe I should pick different colors. But the colors are all inputs, and this is just, like I said, fresh out of the box. Let me know what you think if I should change those colors, because usually we see green, we want to buy, we see red, we want to sell. But this isn't a sell, and this isn't a buy. This is a don't do anything. So maybe I could use different shades of brown or something. Let's see. No, let's see. Yeah, that's brown. So that one's a brown, and that's kind of a brown. So there, that to me that almost looks red. That's funny, on this computer, this brown almost looks red. I'll try chocolate. There we go. So that's just telling me don't trade on that. Just don't. Because what you normally would do is probably going to get you in trouble. So once again, we tell ourselves these stories, and we start to believe the stories, but we have to always remember in trading, stories are not recipes. They're not always going to come out the way we want it. And that's why we have our stop loss in place. And this is the first trading week of October, so let's be mindful of that. And let me know what you think of these sucker bars next time you trade. Even if you don't have the indicator, you can say, wait a minute, this was a higher high, higher low, but we got a bearish candle. Might not want to go long. If anything, I might want to exit. If I'm long already, I might want to exit that. So as stated, first week of the month, Risk management in place. Don't lose more than you're willing to lose on any one particular trade. Just go through here. We haven't talked about huddling up. And in a huddle, you're calling the play. And so it's like, hey, you exit with a small loss. Are we going to exit with a small loss and reverse? Are we going to ride the loss and look for a reversal? We're going to exit with the profit. Are we going to add to position? We're going to average in. These are all things you need to know, really, before you get in the trade and then dynamically as you're in the trade. But you should really make these calls before you get in the trade, so when it happens you can react and not have to take time to think, because that split second or two that you think a price could reverse on you by a pip or more, and you just missed your opportunity. Brain management, fear of losing out, fear of missing out. You don't want to trade from a position of fear. It's not good. And then the regrets. I mean, after you get out of the trade or you fail to get in the trade, don't have any regret, because, hey, another trade's going to come along. Sooner or later, you're going to get another signal, and then you could get in when you're supposed to. Regret of missing out, regret of getting out, and regret of being stupid. Probably this is the one that when you kick yourself, it's like, why did I get out of that trade, or why didn't I take that trade? Just don't have any regret, because see, everything here just causes you pain, mental anguish. And it's not the market. It's your reaction to the market and to what you did. So you just have to be a little more stoic, and just not have these emotional reactions, because there's really no reason to get mad. And then, basically the brain psychology, you've got thoughts and beliefs about the market. These beliefs, these are those trading stories we've been talking about. And then thoughts and beliefs make you feel a certain way, and that affects your attitude, and that affects your behavior and actions. I mean, if you get mad and you try and revenge trade and get your money back and you do crazy things, I mean, you're just going on tilt, and your behavior and actions show it. It's like you should be able to catch yourself way down here. So none of this happens, because you don't want to go from here to here. You just don't. Not with those bad feelings and bad thoughts and bad beliefs, and try and revenge. Because if you start to believe, yeah, you know what, it should do this or it should do that, and it doesn't, then you get mad, then you get bad attitude, and then what do? You do something you wish you hadn't done. So until your thoughts and beliefs change, your actions will not change. It's just that simple. So if you keep doing something wrong, you got to dig deep and figure out what thought and or belief is causing you to do that. And then you have to replace that thought or belief with a different one. And so, like those sucker bars, it's like, okay, you know what? The market hates me, and every time I get in a trade, it reverses on me. Well, so now I have something that says, you know what? Don't take this trade, because that's a sucker bar. Money management. How many times do I have to say it? Take the profit before the market takes it back. Once again, rather be mad with the profit than mad with the loss. Sometimes if you've got a nice move, take 50% off the table and move your stop up to break even or break even plus 1. You can do that after 5 or more pips. And just remember, I don't care how good you think you are, every win is a luck, because you didn't control the outcome. You don't control the outcome in trading. The market only gives you opportunity, and that's if you're lucky to take a profit. Sometimes it only gives you an opportunity to cut your loss. So, fellow traders, oh wow, we're right near that yearly open. And I was telling Walmart was probably going to go down and test it. That was one of my stories that I was telling. When you're trading, I want you to always remember and never forget. It's not what you trade, It's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.